Hello, welcome on Terrorism Tuesday. My name is Casey and I'll be your host. So every Tuesday I will pick a foreign terrorist organization that is recognized by the Department of State or by the United Nations. It won't be in any order. So let's go ahead and start with the Houthi. If you're following the current events, then you know this FTO. The Arab Spring of 2011 created an uprising in Yemen. They wanted President Saleh to step down because of the large unemployment and corruption. The biggest faction against the president was the Houthis. President Saleh runs a Sunni government, while the Houthis are Shia. Saleh was toppled and gave power to his vice president, Houthi. Houthi promised that he would relinquish power, but he never kept his promise. That made the Houthis more upset. They lacked military power, so they went to their enemy, Saleh, who had military so loyal to him, to back him up. They took over the capital of Yemen, in which Houthi flew to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia hated that the Houthis are Shia, and was seeking support from Iran. So they went to war with them. They set up an air and sea blockade and then bombed Yemen, in which 1/3 of the bombs targeted schools, weddings, hospitals, funerals, and other non-military targets. Saleh was secretly trying to make a deal with Saudi Arabia. The Houthis saw this as treason. In less than 48 hours, Saleh was found dead. It was also confirmed that UAE and Saudi Arabia coalition members have violated international and humanitarian rights. 22 million Yemen citizens need humanitarian assistance, and 14 million are at risk of starvation. The population in Yemen is only 28 million. This is the biggest crisis in the world. There's barely any media attention on this civil war. Let's talk about the Houthis' territory. You can see on this map the Houthis' territory, which is in red. Houthis are fighting two different groups. They are being attacked by Al-Qaeda, the Yemeni government. The Yemeni government is attacking Al-Qaeda and the Houthis, and Al-Qaeda is attacking the Houthis and the Yemeni government. The whole country is like a compound fracture. The country still has its international borders, yet everything inside of it is in pieces. The Houthi controls the capital of Yemen, the western part of Yemen. You can see that the government is struggling to even occupy land, even with the help of Saudi Arabia, to fight Al-Qaeda and the Houthis. Let's talk about their flag. You can see it's very simple. Green representing Islam and red representing the blood of the non-believers. The text is in Arabic, in which states, Allah is great, death to America, death to Israel, a curse upon the Jews, victory to Islam. Since we know what their flag means, let's learn some facts about the Houthis. Depending who you ask, the organization can be seen as an insurgent or a terrorist organization. Their ideologies are Arab nationalist and Shia, and they were created in 1990 as the Believing Youth movement in Sa'ada, Yemen. Their founder is Hussein Badr al-Din al-Houthi. What are Houthis' goals? Houthis' main goal is to take control of Yemen, create democracy, and combat economic development and fight corruption. That's what the Houthi organization says, but it's truly unknown what they would do next if they do accomplish their goals, since their flag states death to America and death to Israel. Let's talk about their structure and leaders. The Houthis movement organization structure is opaque. The movement began as a grassroots religious organization aimed at youth, but over time it's entered politics and developed military capabilities. Following the killing of the movement founder al-Houthi, the movement's current leader is Hussein's youngest brother, Abdul Malik al-Houthi. Yemeni officials have long accused Iran's Shia regime of providing political, financial, and logistic support to the Houthi rebels. The question is, how is Houthi being financed? Experts place the amount of financial support from Iran at between 10 to 20 million per year, including at least one Elite payment of 3.7 million. Iran has reported dispatches military personnel, weapons, including missiles, explosives, and small arms. It is safe to say if Iran did not back the Houthis, then they would be extremely weakened. The U.S. Navy reportedly intercepted weapons from Iran, believed to be headed to the Houthi rebels. Weapons intercepted were 1,500 AK-47s, 200 rocket-propelled grenade launchers, and 21 50 caliber machine guns. So how does the Houthis recruit? The Houthis' primary area of recruitment is the northern province of Yemen. The Houthis have also revived local rituals, including events where potential recruits can socialize with pro-jihadi Houthi militiamen. The group also is active on the internet, including YouTube channels where it posts pro-Houthi videos, as well as web forums to promote the Houthi movement. Since we know how they recruit, let's find out how they train. The Houthis have historically trained their fighters in the Yemen's mountainous north. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has trained Houthis in Yemen, and Iranian military leadership is also believed to be present in Yemen. Hezbollah and Syrian military officials were reportedly present in Yemen assisting the Houthis as well. I also want to state that they have very sophisticated weaponry. They may not have the advanced tanks, but there's many videos of them blowing up Saudi Arabian tanks with laser-guided missiles. Lastly, I want to talk about their relationship with other groups and countries. This is where it gets complicated. You can see that pro-Saleh, Iran, and Hezbollah is on one side. But after the Houthis assassinate Saleh, they are no longer Houthis' friends and will fight against it. Pro-Hadi is the Saudi Arabian coalition, the popular resistance groups too. Then we have the two terrorist organizations that also want the country, such as Al-Qaeda and ISIS. ISIS is currently very active and want to take out Al-Qaeda. It's very odd for there to be 4 different sides in this conflict. There's usually an A and B team, but there's also a C team and a D team. The United States does not see the Houthis as a terrorist organization, but its allies do. In conclusion, the Houthis sees themselves as how the United States was during the Revolutionary War era. They just want a better government that represents all people. They being Shia threatens the stability of the Middle East, as Saudi Arabia does not want another Shia country on their border. The civil war in Yemen will continue until Iranian aid has stopped. Many aid that has been sent already cannot reach the people who need it the most. Houthis are very different from other terrorist organizations. They actually have very sophisticated weaponry, and do not conduct suicide attacks as their main way to fight resistance. Will Houthis win this war? Or if they get defeated, will this cause another faction to uprise and start another civil war? We do know that the group that paid the ultimate price is the civilians of Yemen. 14 million are starving to death currently. 22 million needs humanitarian aid. The population of Yemen is only 28 million. Stay tuned, Hezbollah is next.